Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Risen Experience. Today we're going to touch on 2020 as a whole. 2020 has been a rough year for everybody that we know. You're not alone in this. We're not done with 2020, but keep in mind God's not done with 2020. So, 2020 has been a difficult year for a lot of people. We've seen sickness, we've seen death. We've seen job loss. We've seen the lockdown. We've seen separation between friends and family over this election. We've seen relationships end. We've seen just so much stuff, so much negativity in the world today. As Christians, we're called to be positive and trust in God. So I wanted to touch on a few things about staying positive instead of asking why has God allowed 2020 to go down the way it was or has. Let's look at what are we supposed to learn from 2020. What are we supposed to learn from all this? As far as the job loss, I know quite a few people that were impacted by the job loss. Quite a few employers who just dropped their employees altogether, didn't help them. I like to look at that as God's going to open a new door for you and put you where you need to be. You just have to stay positive and trust in God that He has a plan for you. Maybe that wasn't His plan for you to be in that spot at that particular time. Trust in God that He's going to give you more and better than what you had. That's the way I like to look at it. As far as the sickness, this coronavirus, and losing friends and families to it, that should teach you that every day is a blessing. Every day that you are allowed to breathe, every day that you are allowed to be with your friends and family and reach out to them and talk to them, we should. We're never promised tomorrow. None of us are. So bury the grudges. Make peace where you need to be. And love your friends and family who are there for you. Losing friends and family, separation over this election is just completely silly to me. I encouraged everybody to vote. I voted. Don't care who you voted for. I love you as a person. It's pure silly that misplaced faith and guidance. People were putting more faith and guidance in the two men running for president than they were God. And that's just silly. I mean, you're going to argue and you're going to fight and you're not going to talk to each other over the election, which it happens, I understand. But if you took a biblical view of everything, you're supposed to love the neighbor no matter what. You're supposed to love your family. The election, the voting process is over. It's time to make amends, move forward. Nothing we can do to change the outcome at this point anyway, except pray. It's in God's hands at this point. Trust in Him that He's going to fix this country. That's all you can do. We've seen relationships end. It's a touchy situation. During the lockdown, I know a few couples that decided to separate. They spent enough time together that they realized they didn't even know each other. So, you got to trust in the fact that if somebody wants to be removed from your life, if somebody leaves your life or leaves your inner circle, you have to trust in God that it's for a reason, and let them people go. Let the negativity go from your life and get back to Christ, get back to the Word. Because trust me, He heard the conversations you didn't. He saw the actions that you didn't. He has a plan for your life, and you're supposed to learn a lesson from everybody that you are introduced to. So what can you take from that situation? Stay positive and know that His plan for your life is greater than our plan for our life. All right. Jeremiah 1:5 says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. So just trust in God that He has a plan for your life. The losses that we've taken in 2020, the actions, the world's craziness, just trust in God that He has a plan, and His plan is greater than ours. Stay positive, pray, reach out to your friends and family, tell them you love them, and let's get back to trusting God instead of trusting others. I love you. We'll talk to you soon.